everyone, Tracy here. Today I'm going to share with you a project I made, and I got this idea from this magazine here, which I love. It's just eye candy. It is so, everything in here is so beautiful. I haven't been able to find this magazine in Canada, or in my town anyway. P sent it to me from the States, and I love it. And this is where I got the idea from. This one here. Isn't that adorable? I just fell in love with it. It's so pretty. Now, they don't tell you how they made it, but they do tell you what they used. So I just looked at the picture and just figured it out. And this is what I made. And as I was laying in bed trying to figure out how I was going to do this, I wanted to put some fairies in there. And I know a lot of you ladies have been making the captured fairies in a bottle, I think it is. I haven't done that yet, and maybe that's where I got the idea of putting the fairies in, but I love fairies anyway. But I'm thinking, because on the picture they didn't have a door, and I wanted the fairies to be able to leave if they wanted to get out at night and roam around, I don't know. So I thought I would put a door on it. So that's where this little drawbridge type door came from, is so the fairies can leave at night. And if you look inside at the fairies, I stamped the images and then I reversed them, and I'll share with you how I did that, so you can see them from both sides. And then I fussy cut and then I adhered them. And for a person who hates to fussy cut, I sure have been doing a lot of it lately. And then I put, for the base, I put a piece of styrofoam in there because I wanted to be able to stick in the flowers and stick in that fairy there. And then first I inked the styrofoam and I didn't like it, and I was thinking what could look like grass. Oh, I'm thinking if I had that that flock powder, because I don't have any of it. And then I remembered P gave me some, and then I remembered it was green, and it turned out perfectly. So obviously it was meant to be. Thank you so much, P. And if you look back there, that little fairy, I put her on a little swing. And what I did was I have a little skinny doweling, because I do woodworking as well. So I had some very, very, very skinny doweling, and I tied some ribbon up there, and then just put flowers on the very corners of the swing. I'm not sure if you can really see that too much, but she's there and she can swing and move around. And then I glimmer misted everything. I'm not sure if I told you that already. And these flowers I got from Mary Claire, and she's MCCPLG on YouTube, and I won some, I'm not sure, I can't remember now if it was YouTube or Blog Candy, but I won some stuff, and she made these flowers. Like, I'm pretty sure she made them. They're beautiful. I'm going to have to check and see if she has a tutorial on those, because those are stunning. And I put these little pearls in the little holes of the Tim Holtz die. It has holes you can dangle things off, and I put pearls, and these are not the half-back pearls, they're the full pearls, so you can also see them on the underside. And I'm trying to think what else. I made my charm here, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that on or not. And I'm still thinking of putting beads at the bottom, like the one in the magazine had, because then it'll stand up a little bit more. I might do that, I'm not sure. So I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm thinking I might make myself one. And I wasn't sure if it was going to turn out, so I tried to do little bits and pieces of a tutorial as I went along. And so hopefully you can get a little taste of how I made it. And that's about it. So thanks a lot for joining me. Okay, the first thing I did was I put the paper on my chipboard, and I just used the backs of these notebooks because I wanted it a little bit more flexible. I didn't want it really thick chipboard that I use for my books. So what I did first was I put the back paper, and because these are brown, I wanted the inside of the bird cage to be white, and the outside I wanted some kind of crackle, and I couldn't find any paper. So I don't know if you can tell, but I found some really neat paper, and believe it or not, it's the inside of an envelope, bill actually, and it was the inside of it, and I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. Even though I have millions, and I'm not joking here, of pieces of paper, I used the inside of a envelope. And then what I did was I cut strips also from the envelope, of paper to use like a hinge, and I hinged them all together, and I scored the paper and then cut it so it would bend into the square shape. And here's my last piece. I haven't adhered it yet, and the reason I use the same as the outside paper is you might see the very edges of it, and that is how I got my square. And then I'm going to cut a piece of thicker chipboard and put it as the base, so it'll have a nice sturdy base to it. I was thinking of putting a little fairy in here because a lot of people have been doing those fairies in a bottle. So I was thinking of putting a little fairy in here, and I thought, well, I don't want to trap her in there, so I put a little door on here, little working door. And I thought I'd have her on a swing. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I took my paper and my chipboard on the bottom here. I took the chipboard and I adhered it all the way around. Put my last little hinge, paper hinge on, and I closed it up. And then I found a skinny little piece of styrofoam because I want to stick some flowers or something in there. So, and I colored it green, and then I just took some moss, some dried moss, and put it around the edges. And now I just have to decorate it. I just want to share with you what I did on how to get these little images to be, I guess, two-dimensional. What I did was, well, what I was thinking of doing was stamping it and then scanning it, and then I guess you have mirror image on your computer. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not very good with the computer. I didn't really want to bother my girls, so what I came up with, these stamps have the little acetate piece with the image on it. So what I did was I stamped the one the correct way, and then what I did was I put it through my photocopier backwards. If you can see, the letters are backwards. So I put it on backwards so it photocopied it the mirror image, and then I just colored it in with my Copic markers. And well, you can color it in with anything. And I just used regular photocopy paper because I figured that the one is already a thicker paper, the one I stamped on. And then I just put it through my Xyron, and it makes it into a sticker. And then you just put one on top of the other after I cut it out, which I hate to fussy cut, but this project called for it, if I like it or not. And then match it up as good as you can. And then what I do is I also then go around the edges with a black marker, so you can't really tell that I cut and I missed. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but her foot, there's a little bit of I didn't cut it close enough. That's probably why I don't like to fussy cut, because I'm such a perfectionist. I want it to look perfect, and of course you can never get it perfect. So that's how I made this little fairy two-dimensional. Well, thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope you got some ideas with my little project here. I really love 3D art, and this is adorable. I just, am I supposed to say that about my own projects? I'm not sure, but I really like how it turned out. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye now.